Alright, hey guys, Norris.
Lucas Hauer.
We're going to talk about fall bassing and fall tactics we're going to use when we go tomorrow to the Bartlett Lake.
Located in Arizona.
About 50 miles out of Phoenix.
We got a couple lakes here, you know. Most people think that Arizona is a dry place, but we've got like six pretty decent
lakes. We got some up north, some trout lakes.
Yeah.
We got a lot of those little trout lakes. I mean, that's the biggest.
But in here, you know, we got 6 good lakes.
I mean,
that
they're
are like
big. I mean, we have
Lake
Lake Mead, was like one of the biggest reservoirs in the country. That's Utah mostly, but we got it. It's partly in Arizona.
So, basically, it's fall. Bats are going to be transitioning. They're going to be fattening up for the winter. They're really going to be fattening up, chasing those shad. So, you know, I've got usually some white baits, like buzz baits, if they're hitting top water, white spinner bait. And this is one of them. I got a little spider jig on here. I like it. It's pretty good for, say, bass we're working up close. The bass could be...
This is one of my favorite jigs.
Yeah, I like it. This little jig, little spider jig. I like it. It's tons of action. Really good vibration. But it's not white. I mean, I don't think they really even have any white spider jigs. They probably do, but they're really going to be chasing the shad. I mean, as long as it looks
natural.
You know?
Natural is what they're looking for this time of year.
Cool. You want to talk about this buzzbait?
Yeah, there's like top water this time of year, early in the morning. It's really popular. Let's talk about this buzzbait right here. So this is a white clacker buzz, not clacker, but it got three buzzes.
I actually changed that skirt. It was black.
Yeah, and you put a little white skirt on. You can buy them at Bass Pro skirts. And because it looks like a shad, imitates one. And top water early in the morning is really good around this time of year. I mean, Zara spooks, impact lures, top chubs, those are good. It's like any kind of spook top water bait that, I mean, if a murky, maybe you want to use one as rattles, a bigger one like a super spook. And if they're not biting, like maybe it's a Super Spook Junior or little impact lures, like one of the little ones they have, or a smaller buzzbait. I mean, if they're aggressive, buzzbaits, I would especially use a buzzbait and just burn it. I mean, 50-pound spider wire braid on here floats. I mean, it's really good. You can just get fish in. I guess you want to talk about one of your spinnerbaits or jigs.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, you can talk about that one. But I'll talk about this one. I love this rod and reel combo. I'm just going to talk maybe 20 seconds about it. Alright, Johnny Moore's Signature Series 2011, great. And Skeet Reese Wright and McGill, spinnerbait and worm rod. This thing I love it. It is so accurate when you cast, and it's really critical, I think. And this spinnerbait is also really good. Booyah, white spinnerbait.
Talk about the blade, how it looks like a shad.
Oh, this blade, yeah. I don't know if you can see this. That blade totally imitates a shad. Also, this white skirt also just adds tons of really good vibration. There are multiple sizes, and this is a pretty big one. This is a way bigger one. I have some smaller ones. Totally in the morning, cloudy, it's great. Fattening up for the shad, they'll hit this thing and demolish it.
Another thing about the spinnerbait is later in the day, when they're not as high, like you can just, that's a pretty heavy spinnerbait, so you can just slow roll it off the bottom, bang it in the rocks. And
about that buzzbait, you can adjust, what is it, the clackers.
No, not the clacker, but like the buzz, just the blade.
The blade, and you can look it up on, KVD has a great video about that. Great for slow rolling if you really different techniques.
What he does is he pretty much like changes his blade, like how like round it is or how wide it is. It's like he changes the shape of the blade to push more water through it or like slow it down, so you can just really make that thing go slower the water, or you can change it so it just burns across the water. Another thing at this time of year, they chase shad, but this time of year they're really fattening up on anything they can get. This is a swim jig. It's like a 3/4 ounce swim jig. Like a Alabama craw color. This is a Mad Dog Bass jig, actually. I have it paired up with a chigger craw. We're going to be using that tomorrow because it's deep. Maybe throw it off some ledges. You know, bounce it off ledges on points, main lake points. probably early in the morning we're gonna go back in the channels, fall bass, and that's a really good idea.
We're gonna try to get out there at like 6.
Yeah, right.
Early
First
morning
daylight.
bite.
We're gonna start with top water. We're gonna till like maybe 8:30, and then till the sun starts going through the fog. And then we're probably just gonna try to find fish deep, but we're gonna be working the banks early in the morning with top water and jigs and spinner baits.
But I mean, I love fall. Same with summertime. It's almost kind of like summer. But I think in fall they're more active.
Fall is way better. Probably the best time of the year to fish.
I think fall. That's why we're going out early in the morning. Gonna try to hit the top water. If that doesn't work, switch to some spinnerbait. There's some great reports on Bartlett Lake. If you go to Bartlett, quantity. That's, I mean, I don't mind catching quantity. I like catching quality fish, but anything you can get in Arizona.
If you're familiar with Bartlett Lake, we're gonna be working the dam part and early in the morning. Maybe you can't find anything there, we're gonna go to the south part of the lake and maybe use some spoons. Spoons. That's another great thing you can do later in the day if they're not hitting. Go deep water, try to find a school bass. If they're not biting, you can't find any in one spot where you think they are, you look on their depth finder, just go another. You fish it for 20 minutes, even less if you can't get anything. Just keep hitting spots, look on your depth chart. Just think of good places that you think would be good, and if they look good, and that's when you go to other places. Just gotta look at your fish finder, your depth finder. That's where you're gonna find schools of bait fish and schools of bass. You can just try it. Just let as much line as you think to that desired depth. And just jig your spoon. Try different like how hard you jig it, how fast. All right, you want to talk about your spinning rod? You talked about that.
I already did.
Yeah, that's good for like flukes. Let's talk about what I'm gonna use tomorrow. I mean, it kind of rained. This lake is usually kind of murky. Not murky compared to some southern lakes, but for Arizona it's murky. I'm gonna be using a Z-Man original chatterbait, black and blue.
Tons of vibration.
Yeah, this chat is great. I mean, if this is not working, I'm also going to use a spook on my ski reef rod. It's over there, but it's not tied up yet. Maybe some drop shot or some spoons if they're not hitting. But fall bassing, I mean, that's probably my favorite time of the year. The fish are fattening up. You'll find schools of bass looking for shad and anything they can find to eat.
And there's so many different techniques you can use.
This time of year.
It's endless, you know.
If they're not getting hit, like try something like top water for an hour. If you don't get hit, I mean, just try something else. But make sure you stick with something long enough. Like a spinnerbait, don't try it for 5 minutes. Try it for at least a good half hour to try different techniques with it, different depths, different spots. Because, I mean, they're going to be hitting it.
That's exactly what I see going on. And last time I go out there, people have got like 6 rods hanging out on their deck. And they keep throwing in for 5 minutes. Stick with the bait. Don't keep switching on baits. And don't keep retying. Keep a bait that you feel confident about. Don't go off go off what people say, you know, like the fish report. But don't just pick up a bait and throw it out for 5 minutes, okay? Obviously, it could work for a couple tries, but it's not going to work often, okay? So stay with the bait. Don't keep switching
Try
up.
different techniques with it.
Yeah,
try what you're confident in. Try what you're confident in that time of the year.
And fall tips and techniques. That's basically what you need to know. I'm Lucas Hauer.
And I'm Norris. Check out maddugbaits.webs.com. And also Lucas Hauer's and Landon Williams' YouTube channel. They make some. It's called
AZ Anglers.
The AZ Anglers. And they have some good videos around ponds in Phoenix. They're just started, but they're going to have some good videos. And look for another video on this rod and reel, and tomorrow we're going to make a video at Bartlett Lake, and hopefully our fishing goes well.
So, see you guys.
Alright, so.